evening and welcome to my weekly live. I am Emma Goddard. Thank you for joining me, whether you are here live or on the replay. Let me know where you're from and if you're here for live or if you're here for the replay. I do always try and go back through and check all the comments from you all and reply where I can. So let me just bring up the chat so I can see exactly who is here. I'm just clearing my desk of a couple of bits and pieces. And then we'll get started. Danette and Shaz are here. Hello, hello. Let me pop that up. I've got a couple of ideas for what we could be making with tonight. But I am totally open to suggestions. If anyone has got anything they would particularly love to see. Good evening, Paul, Sue, Janine, Alison's here, Debbie from Hawaii. How lovely. How nice, how nice. Sharon's popped on. Right, I'm just, let's see. I'll probably get these sentiments back out in a minute, but I thought I'll clear the decks and start fresh, and then we can go from there. I've got the Simply Said out on my desk for sentiments, which kind of, I should just leave them permanently on blocks, really, because I use them so much. Can you tell which two I use the most? Happy birthday and let's celebrate. Most used out of that set. Lizzie, feels ages since I saw you. I know. We saw each other yesterday in person. I went to, I wasn't going to, I've got loads to be doing, but haven't we always? There was a craft show on at Sandown Racecourse, and my mum had mentioned and said, oh, I think we're going to pop up there and have a bit of a morning out. And I was like, oh, a bit of FOMO. A few of the girls had said they were going, and I was like, oh, I need to have a little mooch around and see what they've got on. So I ended up coming home with a cross stitch. So because I thought, do you know what? I find myself with massive gaps of time where I'm just bored. Ha ha. But no, I really did want to have a go at doing a cross stitch. So it would be a lifelong project, I think, or at least a year-long project, for sure. But I have made a start to it, and we'll see how that goes. My swaps, Sylvia, morning, need an idea for on-stage swaps. My swaps are in progress. I have to say, I can show you. I've got bits and bobs of my swaps. Swaps. I've just got bits at the minute. They all need assembling. I started tying some gold twine. I've cut some sentiments out. I've got a pile of sentiments. They're all in. That is my swap so far. So I just need to kind of magic them onto the cards and I'll be grand. So yeah, big pile of stuff. So yeah, they're in progress. So let's put them in a nice tidy pile over to the side, and then we can get making. So I have on my desk, I wasn't going to buy it, but I did. The You Are Remarkable, because it's a flower and it's a pretty flower, and I couldn't leave it on the shelf without buying it. And it's got a cute little bumblebee as well, which I really liked. I have also got Thankful Garden still sat on my desk. So yeah, an assembling tea. Mystery, may you do mystery swaps. I could just put the stuff in a bag, couldn't I? And then see what people come up with all the bits. I wanted to have a go at doing a bit of no line watercolouring or no line colouring. So I thought this one, but equally the daisy might work could do one of each, maybe. Not both no line, but maybe we'll stamp this one out because I haven't stamped this one yet. We could stamp it and see, can't we? It's bigger than you think. That's 80% on the front of that. So 80%, so it's a little bit bigger. Well, we could let's stamp this out and have a little look. This is another online stamp set. It's called You Are Remarkable. And we can have a go with a little bit of colouring. So let me get my camera. That's one thing I didn't get ready. I didn't get the camera ready. Let's do that. And pop you onto the desk. There we go. There we go. Jackie, is there dies? No, this one is a standalone stamp set. So no dies for this one. I'm going to stamp in Basic Beige, and I will stamp off first and then stamp with a light line. I'm going to come in quite close so that you're not just looking at me colour a blank page, and hope that this kind of works out okay for... I'm not sure if this is a good live idea or not, no line colouring, because it makes it tricky to see. So right, let's do, what colour shall we do? Old Olive. I'm going to grab my Old Olive blends and the watercolour pencils as well. While I do the greenery, I'll have a think about what we're doing for the top. So just shout if you can't. If I'm casting too much shade on this, then please shout. Or if this becomes too difficult, we can change what we're making. And change tact, but we'll see. It may work, it may not. So this is the light Old Olive blend. Now, I am a fairly quick colourer. I sort of throw colour onto stuff, and with the no line colouring you really can't just throw colour on. You definitely have to take your time and add a little bit at a time. So what I'm doing is I'm adding the light Old Olive, and then I'm going to use the pencil to add some definition. I might do just a little bit and then add the definition in. Just really using the tip of that blend as well. You could do this on, obviously, no line watercolouring. You could do this on watercolour paper and paint as well, but the blends work quite well on this. I love that, Paul. He says, Lizzie, you should never have shopper's guilt when buying craft supplies unless you feel guilty for not buying anymore. I love that. Yeah. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. What this stamp set does come with, although it doesn't come with dies, it does come with a 2-step stamping. So the infill for all of this can be done in a stamp. So once you've coloured, I will show you the quicker way to add colour to this. And okay, we're getting there, aren't we? It's not looking too bad. Morning, Lucia. Welcome to everyone joining. So I've stamped off with Basic Beige, and then I'm colouring with a light Old Olive blend. Just being super cautious about not going over the lines and not flooding this too much with ink. A little bit more leaf to do. No line watercolouring or no line colouring. I tend to end up with a lot of blobbiness on mine. So I've kind of had a play, and I think that this is kind of the kind of mix of blends and water pencils have worked well for me. I'm glad. Danette says very cool. I've done this with watercolouring recently with so with the watercolouring, you're just adding a little bit of ink at a time. So I'm now bringing in the Old Olive pencils. This is the watercolour pencil. And then what we can do is just add our definition and our shading in a really kind of controlled way with the pencil. So a little bit of shading to each of those. I'm trying to remember to breathe while I do this, because kind of when I'm concentrating so hard to stay where I want in the lines in the leaf and stuff, I must remember to breathe. So while I'm colouring this, I will tell you that coming up, so what's happening? What is happening in the world of classes and things with me? So the week of the 10th of March, I am away, as probably are many of you, to a demo event on stage where we get a sneaky peek of the new annual catalogue. Can you believe it? So we will also get to see the new in colours that are going to be coming, which is very exciting, and new products that are going to be coming from the beginning of May. So at the end of May, 31st of May to be precise, which is a Saturday, I have an in-person stamping retreat. It's an all-day event, and currently up until now this has been open to exclusively, it's been open to my team and to my Card and a Cuppa membership groups. As part of the perk of being in the membership group is early access to these events. So I have absolutely no clue what is going to be in the annual catalogue. I do know that I'm going to be picking something from that for the retreat, so I will be able to share more information once I have seen that. But I have opened up a hold your place on my website, so you can absolutely wait until we know what products and what bundle and what things I'm going to be using for the retreat. But if you are happy with I don't mind what it's going to be, I would love to come, then my pencil's broken, I'm just sharpening that, then you can get in and hold yourself a space for £10 to secure a spot. So that is now open on my website for everybody to book a place if you would like to, and if you are local enough to be able to come. I also run an online retreat, which is a run of the in-person retreat, but over 2 evenings, and that will be the following weekend. So that is going to be the 6th and 7th of June. So it'll be Friday night and Saturday night for 3 hours each evening. That hasn't yet opened up on my website. It will do very, very soon. I just haven't had a chance to put the product kind of block onto my website. So I will do that very soon. And I will pop all the things out to let you know that that's going to be open and that is there. And everyone who comes to the in-person will have access to the online retreat as well, which means you get the videos and the rerun of the day. If you maybe haven't quite managed to finish projects, or if you'd like to revisit them at a later point, then you've got access to that as well for the same fee. I've been running them for quite a while, and they are always a really, really fun day. There is goodies and lovely food. A lunch is included. Pastries and afternoon tea stuff kind of is included. The basic fee for the day is £85, and then you can top up depending on bundles and stamp sets and whatnot. Once I have the costings for all of that. As I say, at the moment, the only thing that's open is a hold your place. So if you'd like to save yourself a seat, then there's a non-refundable £10 deposit to secure your spot. And that is open. There we go. Now I've told you all about that. I've coloured those leaves. There you go. The pencil over the top is a really nice controlled way, because I've tried it with watercolouring and I just end up with it all looking a bit blobby, for want of a better description of them. So just can add that in. So that is the leaves. It says love it. Let's do the centre. So we'll do that in. Let's do that in light crumb cake, and then we can add early espresso in pencils. I'm going to come out a little bit just so that I can give myself some space to get into the flower. Now, the way I'm going to do this, I think, is follow the lines of the daisy, which is like some hash marks. Whoop. We'll turn the paper and then just go back the other way. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of dotting kind of at the edge of the flowers, but we'll maybe see how that goes. What colour? I did say I was going to think about it, but I was busy chatting about the retreat. So what colour shall we do these petals? Shall we do them in a lovely bright daffodil yellow? Or we could go like oranges or pinks. Do like orange and yellow. Petunia pop's always an option. I've got yellow in my hands. I'm going to go Daffodil Delight at the minute. But we can see how this goes. But we can. I'm going to take the Daffodil Delight pencil and just do a little bit of definition on there. Almost like petal at a time, so I don't lose my spot with the, sorry, not the camera. Then I don't lose my spot with the colouring. Always bring in these pencils. I've got dirty edges, which is a little bit annoying. I've got that is the pumpkin pie pencil. I'm thinking we could just add a little bit of the daffodil pumpkin even at the base. Can you zoom in even more? I've got the camera about that close to the desk, so I'm fairly zoomed. So I'm loving that you can get even closer, Shaz. I'm gonna take a little, just a slight black mark on that pencil. So just take a bit of that off with a rubber. Just gonna come in. There. Right, we'll come back to the blend. So I'm gonna go back to that petal. And after I've coloured this, I'll do a 2-step stamping and show you how quick it would be to add colour. If you think, goodness, I'm not colouring it like that, then there is a quicker option. But you could lose yourself in colouring this for hours. Okay, put a lid on that and zoom right in. Another benefit of being over on YouTube. Might come back in with a bit more brown in that centre actually. Feels like it needs a bit more. Why did I choose to use a blend for the leaves and pencil for the flowers? I am using both. I've done the same technique on the flower and the leaves, Shaz. So I'm using the Daffodil Delight blend as the base. So as I use the light old olive on the leaves. So I'm adding the blend on as the base. And once the initial colour's in, then I'm taking the pencil and then adding that definition over the top. So same for the leaves. I did the old olive, light old olive blend, and then pencils over the top of it. Hopefully that helps. Good morning, Julie. Rita's here as well. Hello, hello. 2nd of March, Celebration is over. Did everyone enjoy Celebration? I loved the seagulls. Seagulls and the blossom paper. And the 2nd round of Celebration was amazing for the, if you didn't have them, the alphabet dies, if you get them. Got some good stuff. Always good to get some freebies. Shaz says I've never seen a demo. Oh, bless you. Yeah, I haven't. I don't have my watercolour pencil out in a while, but it's good to get the base laid down with the blend, isn't it? There we go. Right, then we want to do something with that centre. I'm not happy with that. It's a bit let's add a little bit of dark into the middles. Might need to bring a dark crumb cake in. So dark crumb cake blend. The hatch marks I'm not sure about, so I'm going dots. I'm going to do dots all over the middle of it. That's better, isn't it? I'm happier with that. Hopefully. Yeah. There you go. You can kind of layer more and more on if you want to, but I think there is a point at which you have to kind of stop. Otherwise, go a little bit too much. Yeah, happy with that. There we go. One daisy done. Zoom you out. Oops, camera's come off its stand. Oop. There you go. What we're gonna do with it? I did promise you I would show you the infill actually. So let's do that. Before we make a card with this. Julie says, I've never thought to combine our blends and watercolour pencils. It's a really nice way to add shading over the top because sometimes you can kind of I love our blends. I love colouring with alcohol pens. But it's a really nice way to add that real definition and shading over the top. The pencils are a really, really lovely way to do that. Okay, so we could do two things. One is I will do a basic beige outline and infill with old olive and daffodil delight. And then we'll do a black outline and you can see that as well. Oh, tricky, because I've done a not so visible line. I've got that. And oh, do you know what? We could daub some orange onto that. There we go. Is there a middle? There is a middle. Let's get the middle. There's a middle as well. Crumb cake. Or stamped off or stamped full strength, maybe. So that is Basic Beige outline with the old olive ink. Let's do a black outline so you can see that as well, because that will look really different again. And potentially, I did do full strength old olive. Let's stamp off. And Stampers versus artist rendition. I know, it's interesting, isn't it? You've got the stamping. We could do full strength Daffodil Delight. My ink pad needs a bit of a re-inker, I think. Build up that colour a bit because it needs a bit re-inking. There we go. And then the middle. And of course, with the two-step stamping, you can swap up the colours very quickly. So we could have, for example, let's do Granny Apple Green. Do that for a brighter green. It's kind of close actually on the paper, isn't it? So Granny Apple Green. And it has to be, doesn't it? Bit of Petunia Pop. Yeah. Right. What do you reckon? Got some different variations there. So you've got the Memento with Petunia and Granny Apple Green. You've got Old Olive, although on camera they don't look massively different. Daffodil Delight, and then this was the same colours but Basic Beige outlines. You've got a very light outline, and then this was the one that I did the no line colouring with. So no dies, so these are going to get fussy cut out. You could definitely cut them with like a rectangle die, so you don't have to we don't have to fussy cut these out, but I think I will. And then we can do something with this. So haven't gone to all that effort of that colouring. I don't want to muck the cutting out up. So I want to be paying attention to what I'm doing. And we'll just keep this card, I think, very clean and simple. Kind of focusing on the colouring of the flower. So anyone who is going to be at an on-stage event in a week or so's time, I'm going to be in France. It would be lovely to see some of you in person. I can't wait actually. I've got 1 week of work and then got the weekend to sort some stuff out. A few bits and bobs need doing before I go. And then heading off. Which will be really fun. It's a definite highlight. We make it into a bit of a kind of, I'd say a girls' holiday, but there are gentlemen there too, but a holiday with friends. And then some crafting as well. So what is not to love about that? Normally I'm whiz around stuff cutting it out, but having spent so long colouring this, I don't know why I'm really conscious of being super careful with this as I'm cutting this out. I don't want to go wrong. Okay. Nearly there. Nearly there. I think I might just cut in there, just so that that white is not a block at the top of the flower. Let's get rid of that bit. And I'll go around there. There. Also, I left that, but I might just go in there as well. I don't want to make this too flimsy. I'll show off these leaves a bit more. There we go. Megan said France would be amazing. I'm going to Brisbane. And Lucia will be in Brizzy also. We should do a world tour. Wouldn't that be amazing? If everyone could be together in all the same places, in all the same place, that would be amazing. What a venue that would be. But I know that is never going to be possible, but you know, you can dream. Right, okay, what we're going to do with this flower, I am going to steal, and I'm going to have to do a couple more of these, but I'm going to steal a little zigzaggy bit, I think, and corrugated off my swap pile. I mean, why not? And what shall we put with this? We need some. Oh, I've got some actually. I've got some that butterfly, lovely butterfly paper. I haven't broken into much of that yet, but there's a lovely yellow in that one. That's all. What's that technique? Bubbly technique. I never say the word correctly, so even if people type it in and it's spelled correctly, I can never say it correctly, so I'm not going to try and say it, but we'll just call it the bubbly technique. Let's cut that. And we can have another little panel. measures. What does that measure? 9 by 13.3. So if I do 8.5 by 12.7, to come in smaller. Oh yes, Brisbane Collections, a collective. That'd be so much fun. Right, let's come down a centimetre. Right, want to see that. And then we'll get our sentiments. So we've got, sometimes the simplest things mean the most. You are remarkable in every single way. And then friends are flowers in the garden of life. Sometimes the simplest things mean the most. I like that. I like the little bee as well. Super cute bee. Super cute bee. Some twine or ribbon for sure. Do a little test of this bee. Oh, good job, I did test it. How cute is that? It's a cute little bumblebee bee. Okay. Now, sometimes I'm going to do a sentiment. I don't know, I've maybe gone too low, but let's see. Funny shape sentiment for doing this. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but no, I quite like it actually. Quite like. Yeah, these would make great tags actually. These kind of long, the longer sentiments would be really good, wouldn't they? I'm going to bring in some trusty Pool Party. Some Pool Party ink. I'll just bring that across the words. And I don't think it matters that you kind of can't read all of it, because sometimes I kind of was fine with that, because you can pick out that says that. I kind of want another sentiment, I think, to go with that. Like sometimes simply things mean the most. Maybe like sent with love, or thinking of you, or just because. A little, see, I've got this other one as well. This one's got some good sentiments in. A little hello with a lot of love, or just because. Just because. Just because. Would be good. Let me grab that. Now, just because, let's do. I need to do something with this little bumblebee. Don't want to cover up too much of the flower. Sorry, I'm going halfway off the screen. Or I could just take that off and try and like jaunty the flower and kind of have that sentiment as the focal bit. Oh, decisions. Right, Mr. Bumblebee, let's bring you in. Just abandon that sentiment. Perfect. Let's do a little bumblebee heading towards the flower. Cute. It's teeny tiny. A little bit of pool party. And we could just then pop this on dimensionals. I think we're nearly there. We need a little bit of something. I'm going to figure out the twine in a second. Nothing on the front bit though. I think what we'll do is pop some twine around the kind of embossed layer so that it doesn't get in the way. I think. Right, let's get our flower on. All of that on there. Effort of colouring that. And then should we have the twine over this side? So we'll do a little notch in there. I've got the yellow ribbon, that rather than twine, we could do yellow ribbon, that would be nice. Or I've got new white ribbon, but the yellow ribbon would be nice, wouldn't it? Yellow. Let's do thin yellow ribbon a couple of times around and into a bow. Do that. There. You want it tight enough to sit, but don't want to kind of curl your card. You want to keep that flat. And let's get a nice bow on there. We could maybe add a little bit of gold as well, because I mean, you know, what would be a simple card without too lots of ribbon? Some no line watercolouring, some embossing, a bit of blending. I mean, it just wouldn't be a simple card without it, would it? Let's do. That's going to sit over that side, and that is going to sit there. But I want that ribbon to be more into the knot. There. And that's going to sit on there. Perfect. Okay. Let's add these on. And we can up onto the emboss. So the emboss layer is with the mini corrugated embossing folder, which is coming out as part of the online exclusives. It has already got a firm place next to my cut and emboss machine. So I've got that on there, and then we can glue that down, I think, or glue. That's it on the yellow. I love that that paper's got that white bubbly, because it just gives it a little bit of texture, doesn't it? I'm just going to loosen that bow for a sec, because I'm going to pop a gold bow. We'll do a single bow with the gold twine, and then we can tie that in. Tie that back up with that just held in with the yellow. So we've got like a double bow thing going on, but that's tied in there. And we just need maybe some gold embellishments or something. I'm just knotting the ends of that just for a bit of a look. And what should we have? Shall we have? I've got Pool Party. Well, no, I haven't. It's Summer Splash actually, but we've got the Summer Splash, which would be quite nice because that wouldn't add the gold, like it wouldn't take away too much with too much bling. I'm just looking at what gold butterflies, but I don't. What gold have we got? Do you know, I think I'm going to go with them. I think I'm going to go with the Summer Splash. Because I've got the bee, I wasn't so like. I love the gold butterflies. I think they're pretty. If I hadn't put the bee on, I think a few butterflies would be perfect. But I want the bee to have its little moment. So I will hold back on that. As I say, not that I don't love them. There. Happy with that. I think. There we go. So you can obviously do similar thing with the Petunia Pop one, and you could do a same layout with that Petunia Pop. No, can't have competing insects. That is correct. You could have that with the Berry Burst paper and do the same layout, and that would be the that paper, or you could do the lighter. You could do one in every colour, actually. You could do one in every colour of that paper. It's lovely. I love that. Every bee needs a moment. They need their moment in the spotlight. So, right, let me grab some card base. I think I'm just going to go white. Boring old white. There we go. We didn't need the just because in the end anyway. But let's just glue that on. And we are done. So that flower was from the You Are Remarkable, but you could absolutely use the same technique that I shared on any of your floral sets that you might have in your stash. I know we all may have a few of them. So there you go. I will take a proper photo of that and share it at some point through the week. I hope you've enjoyed that and enjoyed the colouring technique. Let me know if you give it a go. Please feel free to share your cards and things with me. I'd love to see what you've made, if it's inspired you to have a go. As I say, the retreat in person on the 31st of May is open to hold your spot if you would like to come along and join us. More details will be coming out over the coming weeks once I have seen, I've had sight of the new catalogue. And I will see you all same place next Sunday. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a great week. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.